Welcome back to the Succeed Podcast. This is your host, Russell Thompson. Man, I'm so excited to be here today, man. I got a special host in the building, Dream. Man, it's going down today, man. You know what I'm saying?
Another one. I'm like DJ Khaled right now. Another one.
And another one. Hey, listen, this person is probably one of my first clients way back in the day, when Succeed was barely off the ground. Succeed was actually experimenting on people. She didn't even know that. But we was just, we were trying to see how to do nonprofits. We were trying to see how to do
called the
LLC.
Beta.
This person right here, held us down and let us, work with us, and I'm so happy to have you, Britt. What's going on? And how you doing today?
Brittany
I'm
in the
doing
building.
good. Thank you guys for having me.
Hey.
I'm
Britt,
so excited.
man. What's going on? So Blazen Flair. What's
Blazen
going on? When did we start that?
We started it in 2000, December 2020. Wait, 2012.
2012.
2012.
That's
2012.
like what? 11 years
11
ago.
years.
Yeah.
Off the chain, and it's still going today.
Still running smooth. And what I'm so grateful for is I told you the vision and you helped me put it all together. So that was a blessing within itself. So I thank you for that.
Wow.
That's crazy. Like, so 2012, for you to even have that mindset
Right.
at that time in your life, for you to say, hey, I want to sit down and get a real deal nonprofit and have somebody that actually can govern it for me and make sure we're straight.
Right.
Yes.
For you to have that, and you probably didn't know what you do. It's like any time.
Right.
Sometimes I say, man, just do it. Do it scared, or just don't do it at all.
Right.
Right.
You gotta go. So commending on that, man. Nonprofit, see all the social media and you giving, feeding the people and all the stuff that you do, man. What made you want to do that?
I just asked God to give me the desire of my heart. So I made some choices when I was younger that kind of caused me to have something on my background, put it like that. And I didn't feel like explaining that to everybody every single time I applied for a job because I knew I was qualified. It was just choices I made. So I prayed, and I started going in the community. And plus, with me doing hair, I'm a hairstylist. So that was a way how I got into the shelters doing hair. And then it kind of led from that. And I'm like, okay, I know that there's companies that'll give me different supplies and give me grants and give me donations. So if I set it up as a nonprofit, I'll be able to receive money and also be able to help people at the same time.
Gotcha. Wow. So you learned. So a lot of people, they go through stuff like that. And whatever you went through is your journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that at the end of it, you have to say, is it safe to say you had to go through that?
Yeah, I would
'Cause
definitely say that.
if you didn't go through that,
You couldn't get to this.
Yeah.
Come on.
that's
It
crazy
definitely
how
molded
God,
me.
how God do that.
How
Yes,
you order
indeed.
steps and you don't understand it
You
until
have
the
no
end.
idea.
Have
You
no
like,
idea.
Man, God, why'd you make me go through all that? But that darkness, that pain, that pressure, they say pressure make diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And that's
See, you
powerful.
know what? It's unbelievable how many people like I see start, and they don't know how it's gonna work out. And then when it work out, bro, you just looking back like, man, because I knew how you felt. You know what I mean? I knew how you
Yeah.
felt when you started this. Like you were just like you really put your hope into it,
Yeah.
and that's all you had was your hope.
So
that was
proud
it.
of you. I tell people there's a saying that it's a dope saying. It says ignorance on fire is better than intelligence on ice.
Come on, come on, bro.
That's
Wow,
deep.
that is.
So in other words, just do it.
Yes.
Get like Nike,
yes,
Take
man.
that
Get
risk.
like Nike
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
just do it. So
Yeah.
fun fact, I'm a marketing nerd, but Nike didn't start making a lot of money until they put that hashtag on it because it created the culture for athleticism.
That Just Do It movies off
Just
the chain.
do it. Yeah, that's a
Boy.
powerful
Man.
movie. But the act of doing, I feel like God has given us the reward, giving you the reward of the execution. So people just talk and
Yeah.
talk and
Talk.
talk. They talk all the way to the grave, and they never
Right.
did it.
Yeah.
So shout out to Brittany for.
Man, Brittany doing it big.
I love the name. Where the name come from?
I couldn't even tell you. Blazing, I knew that, I was on fire. And
Wow.
flare,
Ignorance on
flare means,
Right.
It's hot.
It's
Right,
hot.
right.
Let's
So
go.
that's kind of like where
Young
that came
lady
from.
got a passion for the community, man. Ain't that something, man, out of the young age? Look, shout out for all the people that got a passion for the community.
Yeah, man.
Man, y'all got a heart for the community, man. Y'all, listen, y'all don't even have it together yourself. That what blows me away, man. I know you being led by the Holy
Yeah.
Spirit. when that happens, man. So shout outs
Yes.
to everybody that's doing something in the
I
community.
love that.
So Dream, you always know we got a topic always for the day.
Uh-oh.
You always know we got to
It's
educate, so we're
time,
gonna
man.
drop it.
Hey, it's crazy. Like Britt, I be in these podcasts, and look, I'm just a co-host, so I'm just keeping the energy. But I be here like a little master class. I'm like, say that again. You
Taking
know what I'm
notes.
saying?
There's some gems being
Yeah.
dropped.
Man, they
Yeah.
not teaching this in school, man.
No,
Yeah.
they don't want you to know
Right.
this because if you did, then there would be ways that you can move around money like Donald Trump,
Come
like we
on.
just was talking about.
Hey, and then
Absolutely.
and you know what? Before you get that lesson, Russ, which is so dope that you call this the Succeed podcast. I don't know if you ever heard E.T.'s Guru story.
Mm.
Have you ever heard it?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna do it real quick. It's one of the dopest stories that's ever changed my life. And the story goes, there was a guru, and the guy was trying to take his life to another level. And the guru told the guy, said, "You want to take your life to another level? I need you to meet me at the beach at 4 a.m. in the morning."
Come on.
The guy was like, "The beach at 4 a.m. I ain't going to no beach." He said, "You don't want to be successful then." I
Mm.
said, "If you came to me,
Right.
if you want to be successful, meet me at the beach at 4 a.m." The guy said, "All right." Google was already there, waiting for the guy. Guy pull up. He's at the beach with a suit on. Should have wore shorts. He got a whole suit on. At the beach, the guru said, "Come meet me out in this water." Guy was like, "Man, I got a whole suit on, bro. Do you want to be successful or what? Meet me in this water." The guy was like, "Man, okay, this is the guru. This is the guy."
Right.
Said, "Come up to the water. Water's about this high." He said, "Come deeper. Come into the water." So they at the neck with the water. The guru just looked at him, and then he take him by the back of his head, and he puts his head on the water. Almost kills the guy. He's trying to get out of water. The guru's like super strong. He ain't getting him out of water. And then he pulls him up out the water. Dude looking at him crazy, trying to get breath. And he said, "Man, what's wrong with you?" He said, "Let me ask you something. When you was under that water, what was you thinking?" He said, "Man, I'm trying to breathe." He said, "In order for you to succeed,
Mm.
you have to want it as bad as you want to breathe.
Come on, man.
Mm.
And
Come
that's
on.
when you be successful."
Wow, bro.
And I thought about that when I was doing your logo,
Man.
the Succeed podcast,
Come on, man.
which is fire to me.
Fire, bro.
I like that.
In order for you to succeed,
Yeah, Doc. Come on.
you got to want it better than you want to breathe.
Breathe, man. Wow. Wow.
And then you'll
Dream,
be
that's
successful.
powerful,
But
man.
think about that though. How bad do you really want
How
it?
Yeah.
you want it, bro?
And then the different phases and that you have to fight and battle with going through that. You go through so many
The
emotions
journey, man.
Right.
through that
Right.
journey. So many people give up
The
because
journey.
it's like you either feel like you don't have the money or you don't have the
Wow.
resources
Come on.
Yes.
or you don't have the right people that can help you
Mm.
with your formation,
Yes.
or you feel like sometimes you can run into somebody and you tell them your dreams and they run with it.
Mm.
So
Ooh, that one right
Mm,
there.
mm,
That's
mm,
the and so you go see. I can. You know what? You see that? You see how she looked in the camera? I can feel her
Right.
because that's what she went through.
Right.
She
Right.
went through that. Somebody hating on her, somebody on the journey. It's messed up because the people that you closest to, you tell them your dream, they end up being Freddy Krueger's.
Come
mhm.
on.
All up in your dreams,
Wow.
messing it up.
Wow.
And so that's what I love about successful people like you and Brittany, because you guys are going through the journey. Nobody wrote this book. We just turning the page.
Straight up.
You just turn
Right.
the page. Whatever God's saying, you feel it, right? You be like, okay, I gotta do this. You don't feel like doing it, but you gotta go do it. You don't
Mhm.
feel like doing it, but then you look up and wow, the reward is sweet.
Wow.
You know, it's
Wow.
it's that journey though.
Yeah.
Because if every day was sunshine, we wouldn't appreciate it.
Wow. Wow.
Right.
Wow.
It gotta rain.
Gotta
do.
rain. Come on.
It gotta rain.
strength
But the
is-
sun
It
gonna
got
come
a
back
storm,
again.
bro.
That's
The
right.
storm got to come because if
Mhm.
every day was dope, sunny, we wouldn't appreciate it.
That's right.
No.
That's right. So listen, through this journey, me and Britt went through. I want to let everybody know, if you got a nonprofit or you're thinking about starting a nonprofit, there's 5 things you're gonna have to consider. But we're only gonna talk about one topic today.
Mm.
We got 5 topics to talk about on nonprofits. So first one is your nonprofit formation. That's what the show the title today is, nonprofit formation. So we're gonna talk about the formation, all things me and Britt did to make sure she had a full formation of her nonprofit. So we're gonna make sure we got that. But then also once you get your nonprofit formed, if you don't have a website, my goodness, you're missing off on a huge opportunity
Come on.
because the first thing that people are going to actually look at is to verify you is your website. Okay. Remember, you're trying to convince people to give you money. This is not selling a product or service now. You're actually asking for donations. You're going
Mm-hmm.
to have a place to reference you. And the best place for them to reference you is your website, right?
Powerful.
Again, number three, if you're going to be in the nonprofit arena, you better have a business plan,
Mm-hmm.
okay? I can't tell you enough. You need a 5-year projected business plan that's going to show what you're actually trying to do over the next 5 years, right? You do those things; these become marketing tools, Dream. You know what I'm saying? Come
Oh
on,
man, I wish we knew a
uh,
really good marketing firm that
man.
would take care of these
I wish we did.
amazing services for these people.
Right.
Who
I
could it
wish
be?
it could be somebody called Dream.
Said right
Dream Media
underneath your
Agency,
nose.
man. Look, we're gonna pause for that little
Right.
Dream Media Agency plug, but
Hey, so look, once you got your formation, you got your website, you got your business plan. Listen, you better be in compliance.
oh, for
Ooh,
sure,
boy, that's a huge one,
for
Dream.
sure, compliance.
So listen, as a nonprofit, you better have a compliance book every year, okay? Because you are owned by the public. And that means that anybody at any time can ask you to open up your records, right? I'm going to show you how to put that in perspective for you so that, you're good, right? And then the last thing is that you need to have your funding strategy,
Mm.
right? Um, you should have about 8 to 12 funding strategies to bring in money to your nonprofit. Is anybody going to give you money if you're depending on them to give you 100%
Come on,
of your budget?
yeah.
No.
Absolutely not. But if you can show me, man, you got 10 different ways that you're bringing the money in, and you got money already coming in on streamline number one and revenue stream number 2 and 4 and 6, and you ask me to actually come in and help you on revenue stream number
Mm.
7,
Mm.
I'm probably more willing. Am I right, Britt?
Yeah.
So that funding strategy, oh my goodness, is so important. So we're going to get into it today. We're going to talk about, nonprofit formation. Britt, what was the first thing that ran through your mind when when you came to me, like you said, hey, I want to start a nonprofit? Like, the reason why you came to me is because of what? Was you the paperwork, or what was the?
It was a blessing how I met you because I met you through one of the girls I worked with at a old salon.
Wow.
And she seen that I did stuff in the community, and she was
Hmm.
like, "I'm gonna hook you up with my mom that knows some man that can help you set up a
Man,
nonprofit."
power to network, boy.
Right.
And I had never met this lady's mom before or anything.
Wow.
We had went out to eat to Red Lobster in
Hmm.
Dallas,
Right.
and from that moment
I remember.
with Kim, I believe her name Kimberly
Oh
Watson.
man. Big shots out to yes, yes.
She was the gospel. She was like a
Oh
gospel singer,
yes. We're
leader.
gonna think of a name before the end because I did a lot of work with her too, and her daughter has a
A
nice hair
salon.
salon. Yes, shots out. We're gonna get that name out. But yeah, so you met with her, and then she hooked you up with me,
Yeah,
and then rest is history.
yeah.
Power
I
to
sat down
network,
and
man.
I told you what I was trying to do, and you was like,
And this
"Okay."
blew me away because you like this is a young lady, y'all. Like
Yeah, Brittany ahead of her
like trying
time,
to.
man.
I'm like, wait a minute, you want to do what? Right.
Brittany.
So when she told me what she wanted to do, I laid it out, and this is what we're gonna lay out for you guys today. Okay. So first thing, the IRS has an application that you're gonna have to look at. It's called the 1023. Okay.
Mm.
They got a checklist on there, right? All the things that you're gonna have to have on this application, there's a checklist that you're gonna have to look at. That's the first thing we're gonna start with is that checklist. Okay, because that checklist is gonna identify everything that you need in order to file this application. Now you're gonna see some schedules on that checklist, right? These schedules are asking you, do you need to provide schedule A through H? And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to provide those if you're trying to do something out of the ordinary. What do I mean? If you're trying to build a hospital, yeah, you're gonna have to provide a schedule. Okay. If you're trying to build a school, yeah, you're gonna have to provide a schedule, right? If you're trying to do low income housing, yes, you're gonna have to provide a schedule. So different things call for different types of schedules. But if you just try to do basically a charitable educational platform, 9 times out of 10, you might not have to provide one of those schedules. So you can do the application without those schedules. So the first thing to do is kind of look at the checklist, right, Britt? So
Right.
when we looked at yours, because you were kind of just doing more sociable, charitable, educational work,
Hmm.
you weren't really trying to build, low income housing. You
Right.
didn't really have to provide a schedule or extra schedules. We was able to do process the application as it was.
Right.
So I would advise everybody to look at the schedule. In that schedule, they're going to ask you, are you putting in Form 2848? 2848 is if you're hiring an attorney that's going to represent you or anybody that's going to represent you on that application so that the IRS can kind of correspond with them. It's going to be one of your actual suggestions on that application. But also, you need to also look and see basically, I think what we did with you, Britt, is that we put some expedite letters in your application.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
to be
That's
able
good.
to get it faster.
Faster.
Because I
Right.
was doing some events and I
Right.
needed some sponsorships. So when I was going to Paul Mitchell, which is in the Highlands,
Shout out to the
went to
CC.
school there, and um, I was telling Russell I got to get this nonprofit and stuff together. That's the reason why I was at cosmetology school, was because I was in the shelter so much and I didn't have a license.
Wow.
So I was working on the nonprofit before I became a licensed hairstylist.
Wow. I didn't know
While I
that.
was working at Paul Mitchell, I was doing a lot of the hair classes and taking these students out to the shelters. And I needed an expedited letter so I can get these companies to donate all the stuff that we needed for their Christmas and their gifts and their this and that. We got it expedited. I think it came back in like
Record.
yeah, I don't even know, like a few weeks. I think
Because
it.
of that expedition later.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
one of the tricks to the trade, y'all.
Man, that's
Let me
cold.
give y'all one of the
Yep.
tricks to the trade. Look,
That's cold.
so
So how
we
long
did-
did it take you to complete everything at 501c3? What do you think?
so there's two different applications here, and I want to explain that to everybody. You know, there's a $275 filing fee application, and there's a $600 filing fee application. What's the difference? So the one for the $275 is what we call a simple form, and that usually comes back within 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, from the time you submit it, time you get it in the mail, usually about 6 weeks to 8 weeks. The long form, and by the way, the short form is actually submitted online. Of course, very minimal things you have. There's no attachments you have to put with that. You just fill it out an application. But the long form is now they're asking for different paperwork to go with it. So now they're asking you what you're really doing, how you doing it, where
Okay.
you doing it,
Okay.
who's doing it, right? How many people are you serving, right?
Yes.
And so they're getting a little bit more detail about your programs and services, right? Because what the difference is that if you're asking for the long form, the $600, you're saying that basically you're going to bring in more than $50,000 in the next 3 years. Okay, so that's the
Okay.
difference. If you're going to bring less than $50,000 in the first 3 years, people normally do the smaller form of $275.
Okay.
But if you got a $40,000 donation coming the first year, bro, you might as well
You
go on
already
and-
go ahead and
you
do the
already
long.
know. You
Now,
know what I'm saying?
question about that. Is it any difference as far as like the two different applications, that one of them you can get unlimited grants and one of them you only can get up to $10,000 on grants?
Well, they kind of changed that. All of them can get is unlimited grants. It's just what's the time frame can you get them in?
Okay.
See, that first 3 years, you can't get more than $50,000 in grants
Okay.
because you filed the small form.
Mm.
See, but if you file the big form, you can get it. You can get way more than $50,000 in grants. See,
Right.
that's what it is over the next 3 years. Now, listen, if you filed the small form and you didn't got more than $50,000 in the first 3 years, they're gonna revoke it. They're gonna make you go and file the big form, y'all. Listen, I deal with this all day long, every day.
Might as well
So,
do it.
I tell people, hey, look,
Do it the
you
right
know,
way.
Do it right, yeah.
You might as well
so
just
you
go
gotta
and do the big
backtrack.
form sometimes because that might probably make sense to you if you actually starting this off. So,
Well, hold on, man.
Uh-huh.
Where would the common person in the world know this?
they won't.
You won't.
So you done spent your $275 with whoever they put their little fee on. So now you done sat there and you all super proud about the whole. Man, I started my 501c3. You get the 40,000 joint the first year, 30,000 the next year, 40,000.
And now the IRS sending you a letter
Now you back at bruh. Like what? So
saying that we're gonna tax you. The rest of the money over $50,000 is gonna be taxed as income. Come on.
where would you know that? So I keep wanting to take away,
Right.
guys. If it's over 50,000 within the first 3 years, go ahead and do the long form. That's
Right.
Can we say that?
That's
boys
right.
And girls,
That's right. That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying? Together.
And
you know what I'm
you
saying?
know, and the icing on the cake was to add the expedite letters.
Add-
Right.
Mhm.
And
add
so
the
what we
expedite
did
letters.
was
Wow.
we added, I think, Brett,
I think
maybe
we did
3
like
to 4.
3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Hold
You know,
on, why
from
y'all do
different
so many letters?
companies.
Oh,
To say that they gonna send me the money, but they can't give me the money or release the funds
Until
until
the IRS gives them the what?
the
Tax
approval.
exemption. We got massive people, more people wanting you to
What
support
man
you.
do?
Come on.
Aha.
Aha.
You know what I'm saying?
So game right there. Shout out to that. So
Hold on, real quick. We're gonna pause right now for a commercial break. Shout out to everybody that's listening, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Check it out. Welcome back to the Succeed Podcast. We are here with, I call him Russ with the Trust.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? The king of trust is in the building. And hey, listen, don't do yourself. Pause if this is on the YouTube.
Right.
I need y'all to get your notes out.
Come on.
Because we giving out some bars, and I don't want y'all to miss it. So, man, let's get it, man. Let's go. We up on this thing.
Yeah, you in the nonprofit industry. You in the nonprofit arena.
Yeah.
You got to have your actual formation put together right, okay? Because, again, people are looking at your formation on how your paperwork is put together and making a decision on whether they're going to donate to you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, Dream, we use the formation book as a marketing tool to show people that we are structured, we are formed correctly. Man, we are off the chain. We got our website going, number 2. Website showing basically, who are the actual team members here, the board members that are actually doing the actual work behind the scenes. You got to identify your programs and services, right? Whatever you said on the book in the formation, it's got to be the same thing on your website,
Hold
right?
on, let me ask you a question. It's an educational purpose for me, and they're probably looking right now. Formation book. What is that? Is that coming from somebody?
It's coming.
Oh, man, that's what we're talking about.
So do you provide, is this a Succeed formation book?
Oh,
Or is
absolutely.
this something they can get from the...
Nah, this is something we put together. Because...
All right, so let me give you a commercial break for yourself, so because I'm super proud of you.
Right.
So y'all see it later, but bro has done his very first course for 7 steps how to complete a trust, I'm talking about Britt, that boy cold. I ain't gonna lie. And now you got the 7 steps of how to start your own
501c3 nonprofit.
That's gonna be fire, bro.
Come on, that's gonna be
That's
fire.
gonna be super fire. So
That's
y'all
another
stay tuned.
course.
Succeed is coming through with
Right.
that. Look, once again, I'm just over here co-signing.
So you can put your formation book together. That's exactly what he's talking
And that
about.
formation book is the same book that we take to the bank.
Come on.
Whoa.
So you can get some money because they need to see all of those documents. They're
Did you
gonna
say
ask
that,
you for
Britt?
everything.
Teach me how to
Did
Dougie,
you say that,
Britt.
Britt?
Come
Yeah.
on, Britt.
See,
Hey.
you giving out some. Hey.
No, that's I love it because in other words, you gotta have that and that with that course. That's
Come
the
on.
tangibles.
That's right.
You get so
So
we'll
we're
have
using this
information.
formation book, right? We talking about that formation.
Is that the next course we're doing?
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that.
Let's
one,
go.
man.
So let's go ahead and put it at the bottom right now.
Right.
If you guys want the course, just go ahead and hit this link right here. There's somewhere right here.
7
If you
steps.
want it.
7 steps to start your nonprofit?
That's
501c3.
right. Let's go.
You got it. We gonna get there, right? So listen.
Let's go.
We talking about this formation book, right? In this book, you got to have that actual checklist from the IRS, right?
Whoa.
Come on. You got to have whether, your expedite letters in there. Come on, right? Now you got to have the 1023 application. See, people don't do this.
Hold on,
man.
wait.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I'm interrupting. So real quick, Britt, because I know they thinking. So when you got this book, can you walk us through your first, you went to the bank. Did this happen yet?
Yeah. Well, I had that book has to be. You have to have all of these documents. So what he's telling you is all the documents that you have to have the 501c3 needs to all be compiled together. Because the bank, that wherever you taking that, they making copies of it.
All right. So you took this joint to the bank.
Mm-hmm. That's how you open up your business account.
You open up your accounts.
Not just a regular account.
No, it has to
501c3 account. See, ooh.
So when you set it up, can we all because we're all looking right. So at this point now you got some money.
Then well, you could either get a loan, you could apply for credit cards. I'm not using through a nonprofit, so my name is not connected to it no more.
And she's getting donated money to purchase assets for the community.
I never knew.
Right?
Yeah.
So again, we talking about this book, y'all. We talking about the formation book. We're talking about, hey, you need your checklist from the IRS in there. You need your expedite letters in there. You need your 1023 application. Listen, if somebody's doing your 501c3 and they don't give you a copy of your 1023 application, something is wrong. Dang. Okay? Because how are you going to know what was selected on your behalf? Come on. Right? Mm-hmm. So, Dream, all these people just, passing paperwork and don't have their paperwork together.
Because we don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
Where would you know this?
Oh, you're not going to know, right?
Like, thank God for your brain, bro.
Yeah.
You got one of them. I'll be talking to Russ sometimes. I'll be like, bro, I need to talk now. Cause my brain, hold on, just pause, man. My brain can't.
They can't even take all
this
this
is,
in.
man, what kind of computer? M1 chip,
Right.
Apple. What kind of compressor? What kind of brain do you
compressor.
got? Thank God for
Hey,
your
bro.
amazing mind, brother.
Yeah.
We're gonna give your mama that credit.
Oh yeah, man. So in that application, right, they're asking you over the next 3 years, what are you projecting on income, right? Again, if you project less than $50,000 over the next 3 years and you submit a long-term application, they're gonna reject it because you're not saying that you're gonna make more than 50,000.
Mm.
So you got to make sure somebody knows what they're doing on that application. Now, here's the next part that's a killer: the 1023 attachments. See, everything you select yes on that application, you got to have an attachment. See, so it's asking you, are you going to serve people and organizations, or are you just going to serve people? You're just going to serve people. Well, then what you doing? Are you going to do youth mentoring? Oh, yeah, you're going to do youth mentoring. Okay. How are you doing youth mentoring? Where are you doing it at? How many days a week does youth mentoring happen? How many participants are you affecting? See? So a lot of people, this is the long application I'm talking about. So you're going to have to identify basically your program, the services, how you carry them out. They're going to ask you how you solicit this nonprofit. Okay? We solicit all ways, but we're going to tell them how we solicit everything all ways, right? And they're going to ask you, do you want to take money from in other forms? Yes, we want money. If somebody want to donate a property, we taking that too,
wow.
right?
Yeah.
Somebody want to give us a royalty, we taking that too, right? Come on.
Gotcha.
So if they just saying no to that stuff, and you're not selecting yes on that, they just saying no because they don't want to give the explanation, right? So make sure you know somebody what they're doing, right? Because this is very important because they have this on file. This is on record. They keep this application.
Britt, you know what I always want to know about nonprofits?
What is that?
Because it's always been, it just, my brain is just, for some reason, I couldn't click. I come from the spot where I throw a party, I rent a venue,
Right.
charge at the door, y'all gonna get the bread I'm gonna get a percentage of the bar. All this on nonprofits.
Right.
How do you, Brittany, or anybody else in the 501c3 space, how do y'all make money if it's all you're giving it away, you're donating this?
It's a lot of ways to make money, but I want to say, like, for the first 10 years, it was all my money, putting on all the events, all the shows, all the stuff, because I don't know why. I put on fashion shows and stuff like that. I mean,
nonprofit means that there's not a profit left at the end, Dre.
So how does Brittany and all these other, we hear all kind of nonprofits, how does she make money?
So what it is she has to take a salary. See?
Okay.
So like let's say if you take $200,000 in, and we're gonna get to this about formation here.
Okay.
Anybody operating a public charity, and let's talk about this since you brought it up. All the money that comes in, 50% should be going to a program and a service. 25% should be going to the staff to make sure that program and service is carried out.
Okay.
Can't you always depend on volunteers. They're not going to always show up.
mm-hmm.
Got to have a staff.
Got you.
And then 25% goes to the administration of that nonprofit.
Which is Brittany.
Which is Brittany's, the board members, the rent, the website, the overhead.
Okay, so 50, 25, 25.
50, 25, 25. You already know.
Oh, yeah, I love it. No, it makes so much sense, though, because
it's like sometimes you do get a profit, but it's not no major profit, and then the profit you get, you're supposed to be benefiting a nonprofit or taking that money to go
keep
away. Doing services, so it's nothing to really keep in your hand.
Right. Man, I have never. That is the first time I've ever asked something about that.
Yeah.
Question.
So
because I always just attach myself to a nonprofit instead of doing one for me. Because I remember one time somebody said, "Dream, I don't know, man. You might get the pastor effect." You ever heard that? The pastor effect. So I already make bread, right? I've already got, thank God has blessed me. So now when I do the nonprofit, and then y'all see me pull up.
But see,
y'all
what you don't realize,
that's where all my money going.
Right.
No, bro, I've been, what I'm saying?
I've been working hard.
Yeah, and then so that's why I say the pastor. When the pastor pull up,
come up with a jet.
Yeah, hold on.
See,
right.
if y'all didn't catch it, Britt threw it out there. A lot of y'all probably didn't catch it, but she threw out the hybrid model, which is basically having a for-profit company and a nonprofit. And the
Mm.
reason why people do that is because 30% of what you make on the for-profit side can be given to your nonprofit side, and the IRS can now not charge you on the 30% that you actually donated. For example, you make $100,000 and you give your own nonprofit $30,000 of that, which is 30%. The IRS can only tax you on 70%, but you still got the 30% in your possession. See,
Hmm.
so that's why people do the hybrid model. So you're
So
gonna
you
have
can
to
have a
get
profit inside the nonprofit.
yeah, because you're gonna have to give, whether you like it or not, you're gonna give something to the community. The community is always gonna ask you for something. So
Hmm.
this is the best way to do it because now you get the credit for
I've
doing
And
it.
done
in the
so
way,
many.
for
Yeah.
me, the way I guess it worked out is being able to have a salon. Um, that was the reason why I wanted the salon, to take these women out of the shelter.
Thank
Like
you.
I can't keep going in there and giving you a makeover and you're in that same environment.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means if I get grants from these companies, I can say I want to partner up with McDonald's. They give me $1,500 a month that I could use to select so many students from Summit High School. That means I'm able to have a facility, a storefront that they could see
Come on.
versus me going into the shelters. That means I can only help a certain type of people.
Right.
There's
Got you.
students in school that is dealing with self-esteem issues because maybe their mom don't have enough money to get their hair done or their hair cut. So
Wow.
if I can get at least a company to sponsor X amount of dollars a month, they can say that they service 20 students
Come on.
a month from Timberview High School
That's
or
right.
Dope.
Seguin High School. So that's my next plan.
So
Absolutely.
what do you need, Brittany? Like right now, what do you need to get that thing kind of catching fire? You've been in the game since 2012. I've been seeing some dope stuff on social media, but what do you need right now to say, okay, now let's turn it all the way up? What do you need?
I think marketing is the most thing I need. Marketing and volunteers, a consistency of
Right.
volunteers, because it's doing hair every single day. It's hard to sit and try to plan and make these phone calls and
Yes.
send these emails out to these companies. I did all my research, so it's really an assistant. That's what I
Right.
need.
Assistant,
And you
Mhm.
because
need,
I'm
like
about
I
to
Assistant.
said,
say,
we got
you
we
just
got to operate in the
so you
staff
need an
budget.
assistant and you need marketing,
That's
which
right.
you got your brother for that. Thank God I got you on that. And then we need to find a good assistant. Now, what does hey, she might be listening right now.
Right.
What does this assistant? What does she need to be to fit your personality?
I would need somebody that's dedicated to projects. Um, I need somebody that will be willing and open to learn, because I'm learning as well. So we could be teachable and she's coachable or
Mm-hmm.
he's coachable.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody that is easy to work with and has a good personality, friendly, because when you talk to these people, it's a representation and a reflection of
Right.
me. So I
Yes.
need that.
Right.
And that's what makes it hard because you can't and trust. You got to be able to trust somebody
Loyalty.
with all this information. If I give you all my access, all
Come
Man.
my
on.
contacts,
Oh my
all
God.
my everything that I've studied for 10 years,
We gonna
and
talk
then you
about that.
walk away with it.
Let me
Wait,
give
wait.
you. I'm gonna give you both a life hack on that. Um, the DISC assessment.
Hmm.
That's the life hack.
Mm-hmm.
DISC. I'm a DISC assessor. I've been taught to show that these are personality traits that you can't lie about.
Hmm.
Right.
Whether you like it or not, the person who created this created Wonder Woman and the lie detector test.
Wow.
So you can't lie on it.
Wow.
So when you take this test, it shows you for real.
Hmm.
And what
It's
you're
called the
going to look
disc. What is it called?
DISC, DISC. It's a personality test.
Okay.
So a lot of big corporations use
Use that.
this because you're the 90-day rule, but they give you this test. You don't know what you're doing. You
Right.
fill out this
They
test. They be
weed
like,
you out.
bruh. You
Wow.
ain't that.
Come on,
No,
you
no.
fouled the disc.
So this
Right.
person, they'll show you. You need a high C and a high S.
Hmm.
This person is very down for team building. They love team. They don't want to lead, but they want to be in a position where they can, as long as it's structured. And this person also pays attention to detail.
Wow.
So this person is what you need. You take the disc, you interview them. So if they're looking at right now, we give them a disc assessment. Based on the disc assessment, they're qualified for the second interview.
Hmm.
That's how they do it. Oh, okay. They call you in for the second interview,
Wow.
and then you go from there.
Wow. That's game.
And
So
then-
that's how
and
you
then-
weed them out before you
Yeah,
have to
bro,
go
it's
through.
no. I mean, the high corporations invest deeply
Into that.
because they don't got time.
That makes sense.
You know how much money the stuff that you teaching somebody. This
Yeah.
disc assessment will show they will never steal.
And
Right.
speaking on that, Every nonprofit should have something called a conflict of interest. If you don't have a conflict of interest form, then my goodness, man. Just like Brittany's saying,
Hmm.
you're allowing people to take your information
And the
and
non
share it.
compete, right?
Well, that is the non-compete
No, okay, non
for
compete.
a
Okay.
nonprofit. So everybody, I don't care, even if they're volunteers, this is all about business. It's not personal. Everybody should sign a conflict of
Yeah,
interest. Okay,
and definitely,
and
Brett.
if they know any information about
I
your
definitely want to
structure.
have a sidebar meeting with you on the marketing side
Yep,
because
Okay.
yep.
I definitely want to turn that thing up because what you're doing is amazing.
So
And
listen, we're talking about that formation book, right? So we're talking about how we're using this formation book as a marketing tool. And like I said, this is a good tool because let's just say that you do make it through the gatekeeper. You know,
hmm
uh, foundations or people that give money to nonprofits to public charities. If y'all didn't know that, so they got offices, but there's always going to be a gatekeeper, right?
always.
Always. So you got to show what's going to separate you from everybody else is that you got a book to show that I'm structured because 9 times out of 10 they're not going to make the decision. They're going to hand that book off to their attorney
Man,
or to their CPA. Guess what
yes,
they fitting to look at? They know these documents.
yes.
See, and if they know that you know them, now they feel comfortable in actually engaging in you because the thing about this nonprofit game is this: can we trust you to file your taxes?
Mm.
This is what because whatever they give you has to be reported.
Right. And are you going to
Can
use
we
the money
trust you?
properly?
Are you organized enough? Are you structured enough?
Right, and I like what you just said. That would be my biggest thing.
Right.
Yeah. Are you
Are
going
you
to
gonna
use
use
the
it
money
properly? Are you
and
Thank
really?
you.
and track
Because
it?
Are you really?
exactly, and that's what the accounting and the taxes gonna show. Did you use it the right way?
That's
Right?
why, man. No disrespect to these churches, man. I love y'all, but
Come on.
I got to see what I
What
need
we
to
doing?
see something.
Yeah.
Right.
Where's it
I
going?
need no more. I don't want the regular screen, the regular projector screen, bro. I need to see the LED boy. I
Right.
need to see the
Right.
special.
You
I need to see some lights.
Right.
I need to
Right.
see some smoke when my man
Right.
come out. I
Yeah.
need to see the new system.
Yeah.
Nah, we ain't fit to be on the same organ. Nah, bro. I need the joint, the drummer with the plastic around. I need all. I need to see
So
where
we
the
got to be
money going.
organized, man. We got to be organized.
Yeah.
Shouts out. So like your book, your formation book, right? The next thing we need to talk about is your articles,
Uh,
right? Listen, you got to have your articles. They have to be updated. All board members need to be actually active and know what's going on your articles. If
powerful.
you don't have your articles, you're not really operating correctly,
Come on.
right? If board members change, those articles have to be amended.
Mm.
Okay? Your bylaws follow your articles. If you're a corporation, for profit or non-profit, you're supposed to have bylaws. A lot of people make the mistake, LLCs have operating agreements, corporations have bylaws. Okay?
Mm.
So bylaws go into a little bit more detail on how you structure it. Now, one of the major mistakes I see nonprofits make
Mm.
in their bylaws, right, is that they don't put the clause in there where the person that founded this nonprofit is able to be voted out on their own nonprofit.
You said the person can be voted out?
Oh, Britt. See, which we did with yours is that we made sure that
Never
whether
can.
you represented yourself as the president, whether you represented yourself as the executive
You can
director,
never get booted out.
whether you represent yourself as the founder, they cannot vote you off your own nonprofit.
So they can't
Mm-hmm.
Steve Jobs you.
They can't do you.
My man Steve Jobs, man, they kicked my man
I
out
mean,
of his
how-
own company,
bro,
bro. I'm like, yo,
How,
Dang.
how
Except
after
for-
all what you done
my
done, how
man
did they
got
do that?
kicked out of
Yeah.
his own joint?
Dude, no, listen.
That's
After
crazy.
everything he gave to that company, how you
That's
get kicked out your
crazy.
own company?
Look,
man?
That's
let me ask you
unbelievable.
this, Russ. Is it safe to say when the people that are looking at you right now, because I know y'all got your notes out, I know y'all ready, but we about to wrap this thing up. Can we say this? Can this course that you about to push out for this? We will, from start to finish, we will be able to do a quality, efficient, with the tangibles, the downloads, the form.
Man, the
They
downloads,
get
man.
all they
Look,
get all that with the course.
they get our template bylaws,
Man, come
our
on, y'all.
template articles
Man,
that
it's
we,
about
paid attorneys.
Can I just say
to put
thank you,
those things
God, to
together.
Brittany?
Right.
Brittany, thank you. Cause she bridges me. Thank you. I thank you, sis. Like me and
You
this boy, we be
welcome.
locking in every day, kicking it,
He's
man.
so
Doing
knowledgeable, right?
the boy, my brain. You know the brain emoji.
Yeah,
The,
just
my
it's
man just burnt.
bursted.
Well,
So
hold on. We got to get the rest of the information. How
no, no,
much we
no,
got?
no. Because now, see,
Hey,
they got to They what they got to do is get the
they
course.
got to get the course.
See, my man, he loves y'all so much. He
Man, I'm
trying to
gonna
give
give it
you.
to y'all, man. Listen. You got to have a formation book. You got to have a website. You got to have a business plan.
Yep.
Basically, you got to have your compliance book, and you're gonna have your funding strategy. We're gonna make a video podcast on each one of them topics.
Woo.
But guess what? You might have a course from each one of those topics as well, because you need to know how to write your own business plan. We got our own structured plan that we can, like I said, Dream. We got downloads.
This
So
boy cold, bro.
I mean, so you know you need a business plan. Listen, we got the template on every single thing you need on that website, right? You know, you asking for donations, but you're not asking for donations in three different ways, right?
Mm.
Donations come in financial donations, but they also come in assets. Come on, write the car off, not the kid. Have you heard of that?
Let's go.
Yes. So anybody that's a widow, got a motorcycle sitting at home, ain't doing nothing with it, they can write that off to your nonprofit.
Wow.
Come on, right? And then also, you didn't forget about in-kind donations, right? What do you mean? People can use their actual talents and services to bless your nonprofit. You might need an attorney to draw up some paperwork for you. You might need some marketing. You might need some, whatever. Somebody can now donate their time, and the nonprofit can write them off. What do you mean? If an attorney charged $250 an hour, and they gave us 8 hours, Britt, we can write them off $2,000, bro. See,
Look, man.
we're not nobody looking at that.
Look, I hope y'all, like I said, y'all take the notes. Y'all better get ready. We're gonna give y'all the information.
Yeah, it's going
Shout
down.
outs to Brittany and her 50. Let's go ahead, give the information. How we can contact with you?
Right.
You can get in contact with me. We're on Instagram at Blazen Flair LLC. Phone number 972-897-4060, where you can reach out and get information about how to become a either a volunteer, to become a part of the board. That's what we're
Member.
looking for. Become a board member.
Email subscription.
There you go.
Get
Yeah.
our email. Come attend one of our events.
There you go.
Right.
Man, it's powerful.
Any of that.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we on you can find us on our website,
right.
blazenflair.com. So that's where you'll see the upcoming events, different events that we've done, things that we have planned out throughout the year, and newsletters. So that's the
Shout
best way to
out,
keep
man.
them up.
Girl got a thing together. Come on.
Right.
Listen, guys, thank y'all for holding us down. Russ,
Hey, Brett,
King
thank you
of
so
Trust.
much for coming, Brett. You mean a lot to this community.
absolutely.
You know, you really do. The last event you put on was so awesome. So I want
Fire.
to thank you for even coming, Brett.
Yep.
Really, I want to give you, your flowers while
sure.
you breathing now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because you do so much and you put so many people together. So thank you for what you do. We're gonna have her back on.
Yeah.
And big shouts out to Blazen Flair. Y'all give the support that's
Let's
needed.
go.
God bless.
Donate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Like, share, subscribe. Let's get it.
Welcome back to the Succeed Podcast. I'm your host, Russell Thompson. I got my man Dream in the building.
What up? What up?
What up, Dream?
What's going on, man? I'm ready, bro. Like, hey, I'm getting my notes ready.
You ready?
Let's
You
go.
ready? You
Let's
ready?
go.
Hey,
Let's go.
we still got a special person in the building with us today. Hey, what's up, Britt? How you
Britt,
doing?
What's going on?
Britt,
How you
Britt.
doing? I'm glad to be here with y'all.
Let's
Hey,
go.
we doing it big. We doing it big. We talking about nonprofits today. We already kind of talked about formation. We're gonna hit you about websites. We got something about your business plan, and then also about your funding structure. But today we're gonna talk about compliance. Listen,
Stay out of
this is
trouble.
a big
Yeah.
word when it comes to the IRS, right? They're saying if we're gonna give you a tax exemption,
Mm-hmm.
man, you better stay in compliance.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right. So listen, every year that you are in existence as a 501c3, you need to have a compliance book. So that's what we're going to talk about during the day. We're going to talk
Let's
about,
go.
putting together your compliance book, and so that, when they come, if they come,
Yeah, you got
You
your
ready.
stuff in
Guess what?
order.
we finna invite them in for some coffee
There
break.
you go. Oh, we're glad to see you, man. We've been working- Come on
Right.
in.
Come on in.
Enjoy some
and,
tea and
all
crumpets.
you're going to have to do is just bring out your book.
Do you need hazelnut or vanilla with
Come
your
on.
Right.
my brother? Let's get it.
Right? So let's get it. What should be in your compliance book?
Mm-hmm.
So, Britt, tell me, kind of been doing this for a while.
Right.
So, what is the number one thing you think need to be in your compliance book? You know, just to make it, because you got to have these things in it because they're coming to check.
Yeah.
And by the way, for you guys that are seeing this episode, and you might miss the one prior to this, this is Brittany. She has her own 501c3.
That's right.
Yes.
An amazing nonprofit. Tell just a tad bit about the nonprofit.
Right.
The nonprofit is Blazen Flair,
Mm-hmm.
LLC. We are in the community of the DFW, giving back to women and young children that suffer from domestic violence, homelessness, and women that suffer from breast cancer. We continue to do it, and we're going to keep doing it, keep it going. You can find us on Instagram, Blazen Flair, BLAZENFLAIR, LLC. I mean, I'm sorry, Inc.
Come on, Inc. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, yeah, we just love giving back to the community. And I want to say one of the things that you would probably need most is your board meeting agenda. So everybody is on the same page,
Wow.
making sure that you know in advance. Because if you plan an event, you don't want to wait to the last minute to have meetings. So if you at least have everybody on the same page, it's months out in advance. It's able to make sure that your meetings are in compliance.
Let me
Wow.
write that in my notes, please.
So listen. First thing, y'all, you need a board meeting schedule, right? To make sure, like Britt just said, that you give everybody a chance to make the meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you give it one date at a time, 9 times out of 10, people might have things that come up. But if you do a yearly meeting plan, so Britt, I think the IRS says that we have to have one of the compliances that you have to have 4 meetings per year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You have to.
Mhm.
Got to. So how do you prove that?
You got to
Video?
track it.
Well, we're gonna show that we got a
We
board
got
meeting
the
schedule.
schedule and
We got
the
a board meeting
forms.
schedule. So hey,
Everybody got to sign in.
right.
No?
So
You don't have to do everybody. You can do everybody have to sign in,
no,
or
no,
you
no,
they have
no.
a
So as
form.
long as you got your schedule. So hey, we meeting in January, we meeting in March, we meeting
Oh,
in May.
just show a schedule.
I'm just showing the schedule of the dates we meeting. And then it also says, well, where we meeting at? Well, that's
Not
to be
bad.
determined, right? You can either attend by Zoom or in person.
Got you.
Because now we in a new
Okay.
technology, so we making
love
it
it.
easy to stay in compliance with the
Right.
what? 4 board meetings.
Now, real quick, I want to give Brittany a plug because you are looking for some board members, correct?
Yes, I am.
All
looking
right,
for
so
some
let's
board
go ahead and
members.
tell people what we're looking for because here on the Succeed podcast, we definitely want to give our guests amazing value so you can pull lead generations for the things that you need. So, who do these people need to do? What exactly are you looking for?
The board members I'm looking for is successful women, as far as doctors, school teachers, principals, entrepreneurs, dentists. These are all people that help within what I do. Board members as far as nail salon owners that could actually be in a position where they could offer some of their staff or their staff could be paid, to come out and do services.
Wow. Wow.
Board members as far as people that are in these hotels, like top of the line, like somebody that work in a hotel, in the hotel industry. So then
Gotcha.
when events is coming along, these
Yes.
women can be able to have a room for the night and partner
Gotcha.
with hotels and stuff like that.
Hospitality.
Hospitality
Let's
industry.
go.
Right.
Let's
That's
go.
right. That's right. So, board meeting schedule is very important because now you give people a way to attend your board meetings, right? Now,
love it.
number 2, IRS says that you better have an agenda, like Britt said, right? Each one of those 4 meetings that are required have to have a written agenda. Let me say that again.
Mm.
You got to have a written agenda, okay? Uh, this is what the people coming to check behind to see if you operating because again, this entity is owned by the public. So if you're not actually operating it correctly, they can find you or take it away from you.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Mm.
So you got to have your meeting agendas along with your meeting minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Tracking how many minutes the meeting was.
absolutely.
How
You
many
bet-
minutes does it have to be? No
Well,
less than what?
Meeting minutes is basically, how long the meeting, the duration of it.
How long? What's
But
what's
60 minutes should be the
okay,
most.
hour?
But what was discussed
Mm-hmm.
in the last meeting? So you got to have a secretary, right? That's taking notes of every meeting. And there's something called Robert's Rule of Order. So what is Robert's Rule of Order? Basically, you're going to call this meeting to open and call this into fruition, you're gonna now basically call to order the meeting, ask for actually a roll call, right?
Mhm.
People that are present, people that are not present. And then the first thing they're going to ask is now we want to actually have the meeting minutes read from what? Last meeting.
Got it.
So now you have to vote those in. And see, this is compliance we're talking about, right? So every meeting, the previous meeting minutes have to be voted in. See?
Dang, that's a lot. Okay, I love
Okay.
this.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Now, so after you do your meeting minutes, everybody now can actually get caught up on what basically happened last meeting, right?
Mhm.
We can now vote it in, or somebody might say, "Hey, wait a minute, I don't remember that being said." Now they can object what happened last. You see what I'm saying? So it gives a way to keep the
Do you do
order.
yours on Zoom or in person, Britt?
I do mine more so in person because my board is pretty much my family. My mom, my sister,
See,
my two
Love it.
cousins. So it's like we have meetings with more than just what's required of the year.
right?
Gotcha.
They got probably 8 or 9 or 10 meetings a
All
year,
right,
see,
look,
or a
man. Let
meeting
me.
once a month,
Mhm.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I gotta give your mama a
right?
big old love bug.
Man,
Man.
I
right?
love her, man.
Boy, shots out,
That girl right
Shout out
there,
to
that,
moms.
right?
she made me this is warm and fuzzy every time I see her.
Oh man,
That girl
at
can
every event
cook.
too, y'all. I mean, just help. I
Woo.
mean, just the
Lord have
community
mercy.
driven. That's where we see where you get your stuff from,
Yeah,
Britt.
I can
Mhm.
tell the heart.
Cause she
That's where you
like
get your heart
community
from.
driven always. She's always
She's
doing
such a
something for the
blessing.
community.
She's
I
cool
think the
for
last
people.
thing you told me, she feeding the people at the hair salon.
Yeah.
Yeah, cooking on. Hey, I need a
Just,
hey,
just
I need a note. Like
right,
next time I have, I
right,
need some type of
I
bat
noticed.
signal. I
right,
need you to do like my man at the Montgomery threw the hat up.
right,
Put the
It's
right.
hat
going
up there.
down.
Yep.
Let me
So
know it's
listen,
going.
you guys gotta have your meeting schedules, your meeting agendas, your meeting minutes. You also gotta have your treasure reports.
Mm.
Okay, very important, y'all. They got to give a report. So if you meet in May, then the report should probably be for April, right? They should
Mm-hmm.
be recapping what happened in April, right? How much money came in, how much money went out, how much stuff we had to do over here, what we had to do over there. Just a brief report about what's going on financially. Got to have it. The people are looking for this. If they come ask for you to open up your records, you better show that you have 4 meetings. You better show that you got 4 treasure reports to go with it.
Once
Got it?
again, where
Where? Who's telling you this?
where would they? No, I'm not even trying to give you a hype. I'm not trying to hype you up,
Nah,
dog.
bro.
I'm trying to figure out why or how.
You would know to do all this.
What? That is where.
But I think they
Be-
set it up like this so if you
because
don't do all
right.
these steps,
Well,
you could lose it
Jesus.
exactly.
easily.
You're gonna lose it. You will lose it. And the thing about it is that you gotta remember, the IRS just cut themselves out of money. They just let you.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Oh,
Wait
yeah,
a minute.
Tax free.
Yeah,
Got
you better comply.
you. Got you.
Cause guess what? If you
They want
don't,
to catch you.
thank
Mhm.
you. If you don't,
Ah.
we now give us our money back, right?
Sheesh.
So listen, these are the things you gotta do: schedule, meeting agenda,
Mhm.
meeting minutes, treasury reports. I tell you another thing you want to do. Whoever the executive director is, by the way, that's the person that's kind of running the day-to-day operations. In most cases, they should be reporting to your board as well. When you
You got to
think,
report to yourself.
well, think about it. Sometimes she might not be the one that can do the day-to-day operations. She still runs a business. She got other things going on, so she might bring in somebody to be the executive director. So
Mhm.
now that person got to come and report to the board,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we're trusting you to do all the day-to-day operations, right? What happened on Monday?
What's mama?
What happened on Tuesday?
What's mama?
Right.
My mom is I
She's
don't
just a
even know.
board
She's
member.
just a board
Board
member
member.
because
Board
I have
member.
just a treasurer
And a
and the
secretary.
secretary.
Yeah.
Secretary.
And Rich the president. So mom's just a board member. Right? So
Mhm.
again, you
That's
listen.
fire. I love that. It's
You
keeping
know,
it in the family.
minimum
That's good. I
3
like that.
board members, minimum,
Put that in my notes.
maximum 21.
Whoa.
Okay?
Okay.
So you can have all the way up to 21 board members. Again, you got to have these things as we're talking about compliance, right? So make sure you have your meeting agendas, meeting minutes, trade reports, executive director reports if you have an executive director. All right? Now, Britt, every time those meeting minutes or every meeting, sometimes things get voted.
Right.
So if a person come and looking at your records, you think they're gonna want to go through all your meeting minutes to see what y'all done voted? Absolutely not. You better have you a voted items checklist. Boy, I'm giving this game away.
Hold on, man.
Voting items
Yeah, you better
checklist.
have the voted items checked. What does that say, Britt? Meeting number one. This is what we voted. Item number one, two, three, four, five. Meeting number two. This is what we voted. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Meeting number three. And they all got a number behind, Britt.
Hmm.
So that I don't have to go to your meeting agendas and meeting minutes to try to reference what you voted. I can go right to the actual voted item checklist and I can see everything that
So,
you
Brett,
voted
this
through
is
the
what your
entire year.
assistant probably need to be doing, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we help people put these compliance books together for Succeed. But eventually, once we do the first one for you, you should be able to do it yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So that's what we're talking about, right? So we want to make sure that you have all the stuff that you need to build your compliance book, right? Now, another thing that you're really gonna need, a lot of people don't pay attention to. You need an organizational budget every year.
Hmm.
How you gonna operate it? They asking, well, where do you start at? What did y'all think about? What was your plan?
Well, how do you come up with a budget though?
So 50, 25, 25. Remember we just talked about that
So
early.
that would be no, that'd be the 50.
So basically, yeah. So
Yeah, that'd be
you
the
always
50.
start with the program, the services that lead the conversation,
Got it.
right? So I think Britt, you do some youth mentoring,
Hmm.
right? You do life skills, right? You even do job preparation.
Yeah.
See, so those through three categories, right? She has youth that she's training between the ages of 11 to 18 to train and do hair and stuff like that, and then
And
you know
that's a
what?
big reason why I want to have teachers as my board
Thank you.
members, because they're tied into the schools. They know the students that need help. So, and then they can get me grants if I'm dealing with the principal,
Wow.
because the principal know they have enough money that can outsource the programs.
Oh,
Right.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
budgeting is
Mhm.
very important. So you always start with what you're going to give the community. Now listen, you have to know how much your program costs. If you want to get a grant for your nonprofit,
Right.
you better know how much your program costs. Here it is per year, per month, per
person.
day,
Hmm.
Let's go.
per participant per year. Come on,
Hmm.
per participant per month, per participant per day. Did you hear
Yeah.
me?
Look. We put the pause for the car. I'm up here taking my notes now. I need to catch up per day, per participant. But while I'm doing that, while y'all doing that, I need y'all to stay tuned. Stay right here with the Succeed podcast. With my man Russ with Trust. We got Brittany in the building. This is
What up?
amazing. We are here learning right here at the Succeed podcast. Let's go. Welcome back to the Succeed podcast. I'm your man with Dream Motivates. Yep, today is day one with my watermelon fast, and
Man,
I'm feeling good, man.
boy, that watermelon, what you getting that
I'm
structured
feeling good
water,
about
huh?
the fast, man.
That structured
I
water.
did a 7-day fast,
Wow.
only water. I succeeded.
Come on.
Shout out to Succeed podcast.
Man.
I succeeded. And I'm gonna do a 7-day watermelon fast. I heard some really great things
Man.
about that. All you health nuts out there, I have a podcast coming out. If I love for y'all to be on it sometimes. How HOW health over wealth.
Come on.
Cause we talking about getting to this bag,
Right.
but
You know,
how?
They
But how?
one of the questions I asked in my presentation, I say, what's the the probably the best thing or the most important thing in your business plan?
Come on.
So I'll be hearing people say marketing,
Hmm.
your budget,
Hmm.
your financials,
Man,
your sales strategy.
come on.
I let them finish. I say, how about your health?
Health, bro. Cause
You
if
can't
you
even
ain't,
do the plan.
right, you can't even, bro.
Without your health,
if you
bro.
ain't taking
Wait a
care of
minute.
yourself,
Right. How
You know
you
what
You
I'm
can't
saying?
enjoy nothing.
you
Right.
can't enjoy nothing.
Can't.
So, in order for you to succeed,
That's
you need
right.
to take care of your health.
Right.
Shout out to the Succeed podcast, where you are a student at all times, man. I'm in here taking my notes.
Yep.
And Russ is breaking us off, man, and I appreciate your knowledge, man. For you guys who missed the episode prior to this, Blazen Flair is in the building.
That's right.
And she's doing some amazing things in the community. And, man, we're just learning while we're earning. And also, while we're doing this, look, Russ going to try to give you all the game on one podcast. But unfortunately, we don't have that much time. He has a course coming up. So the information is below, so don't trip. You'll be able to go ahead and rock it out. But meanwhile, get your notes out because we're ready to get back in here. Let's go.
Yeah, this sounds like another course too, Dre.
Uh-oh.
Called nonprofit compliance.
Oh.
See? All these are courses because again, I want y'all to listen. the amount of knowledge that I was gifted with, whatever you want to call it, I want you to have it. You know, all you ain't got to go through all the experiences and the schooling and all the stuff I had to go through. I want to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like, man, you crazy. No, I want to give it to
And
you.
by the way, Russ got a whole you got an MD, right?
NBA,
Excuse me, I done missed
NBA, yeah, NBA,
NBA.
man. So,
And NBA equals what? 7 years?
7 years of business school. Yeah,
7 years.
four.
Man,
So
it's
I
a
just
lot of
want to put that
knowledge.
credential out there. Like this ain't nobody. This is my brother.
Yeah,
Well, you graduate. Where you graduate from?
University of Phoenix, man.
Come on,
I'm
man.
I'm a Phoenix.
MBA. It's what we
Yeah,
learning
online.
These are your
Look,
credentials.
statistic wasn't no punk, right?
Man, that's what's up, man.
Say,
Congratulations
right?
for that
So,
too.
listen. We talking about nonprofit compliance. I want everybody that already has a nonprofit to make sure you in compliance,
Yeah.
right? You can sleep at night. You ain't got to be worried about, this is the things that you need to put together inside of we always put these things in the side of a book, right? So you got to make sure you have your actual board member schedule, right? You got to make sure you have your meeting agendas and your meeting minutes and your treasury reports and then your executive director reports, right? You need to make sure you have your organizational actual budget to go with all of that because if you don't, then it could actually be hard on how you're operating. You also need to have a voted items checklist, right? On everything that's been voted up to this point in the year. Okay? If they come, now you got everything in order, right? But one of the major things that a lot of people don't have in their book is the organizational income forms. Oh man, let me speak on that real quick.
Organizational income form. Okay. Okay.
What happens if somebody donates $108 on Friday? How long do you have to get that money into the bank?
How long, Britt?
I don't even know. That's a good question. Because if you get it on Friday, the banks is really closed Saturday and Sunday.
We talking about compliance, y'all. See, I love going all the way into compliance, and I love just IRS says 72 hours.
Okay, so that's good. So if it come in Friday, if it's a check,
It
Right,
have to be by Monday.
right.
maybe on Monday.
So, in other words, you can't leave it in your car, the whole week, right? This is what people go to jail for, y'all. This is serious business, okay? Because you're taking donated money.
Hmm.
So you got to make sure that you have that money within the actual financial institution within how many hours?
72.
72. It's got to be there, y'all. So that means if you come in Friday, like they said, bank closed on Saturday and Sunday. You still in compliance if you get it there on Monday, right?
Golly,
Okay.
wow.
Also, you got to make sure that whatever you deposit is the same amount of money you put on the form. I cannot stress that enough. Lord have mercy. If you deposit $319.18, please put $319.18 on the form. Do not make it a penny off. That's what's going to get you jammed up and now open up a whole widespread investigation on your nonprofit.
Ooh, put that in my notes.
So
man.
whatever you deposit should be on the organizational income form. So
Gotcha.
January or we're in August, all the income is on the organizational income form, and it should match to the penny on my deposits in my bank account. Does that make sense, everybody?
So this
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
is the
Treasurer.
Treasurer.
Making sure that is handled correctly.
Now watch this. Watch this. Disc assessment. That person is a high C. They're low C. You can't
They're
hire
not gonna cut it.
They can't do the treasurer.
What's the high C?
High C is detail oriented.
See,
Okay.
Detail. I mean.
that makes sense.
I'm
Dream.
talking about to the
T.
T. So there's
Wow.
percentages. So my wife is a 99C.
Oh wow.
I am a 32C.
Right,
Oh wow.
That's why I struggle with organization.
right.
Mhm.
So the key to that is partnering or hiring somebody that's stronger in that suit.
Come on, come
Yeah.
on.
Feel me?
Wow.
For you to have be able to scale this, you could do good by yourself. Everybody you're gonna be good by yourself. Greatness is when two or three are gathered.
Yeah.
So in order for you to scale this to win the Super Bowl, you got to have a cold quarterback. The lineman
gotta have
got
a
to be
team.
right.
Right.
My wide receiver got to be that tight end got to be straight. Everybody got good, and now we can win the Super
Come
Bowl.
on.
But everybody trying to do the same thing.
Right.
No. So how you get that person? High C.
Mhm.
So everything it kind of goes with this compliance. They have put this thing down to a T because they know how taking donated money could get mishandled, right? So now everybody that gives money to your organization, you got to give them a donation receipt.
Mm.
Now, again, you know, most people, if they don't ask for one, then you're okay. But if they do ask for one, by law, to stay in compliance, you have to give them one. Okay? So the best way to do it is, if you operate through a website, PayPal. Oh my goodness, it's your friend,
Mhm.
right? Because they're going to give out the donation receipt for you.
Mhm.
See?
Mhm.
So now all you do at the end of the year is just go look and see how much PayPal you made through PayPal. And
Yeah.
your donation
Mhm.
receipts are already sent out.
There you go.
See? Very simple in compliance. But if you're not operating like that, and you taking a check here and a check there, and it could get ugly,
Yeah.
right? Very quickly. So do not do it like that. Use a platform that can actually track everything.
Yeah.
Okay? Even if they want to give you cash, hey, okay, let me go to PayPal right quick, and you can even type in cash,
Cash. Yeah.
Mhm.
You can.
right? Track it. Because now you're basically actually in compliance by doing that. All right? Again, these are the things we're talking about being in your compliance book, right?
Yes.
All the necessary paperwork that you need to have in your compliance book. So you got to have donation receipts. Best way to do that is print off the PayPal again spreadsheet, right? That
Right.
shows all you.
There you
It
go.
shows everything
All the
right there, right?
transactions.
PayPal
Okay.
cheat code. Let's go.
Right. And then now we're gonna accompany our bank statements with that right behind it, right? Make sure our bank statements in there from January to December. And then last thing is, y'all, again, you're putting your federal tax returns in there with it.
Mm.
Okay? So if it's 2022 compliance book, you got to have your 2022 990s in there, or 990Fs, PFs, or whatever you did, 990EZ, 990N. It's got to be in there. Okay? Now you got a full compliance book. I wish they would come in, right?
Get your coffee.
So now
Right.
get your coffee
Yeah.
because you're good, right? So I want everybody to understand these things and have the full understanding about being in compliance, so that we know how to stay in compliance. If we know how to operate, we know how to make money. We know how to stay in compliance. It's just that sometimes we forget these kind of things, right? And nobody's really informing us on those details on those things, right?
Mm.
So if you don't have the time to do it, call Succeed today.
There you go.
You
Plug.
know, I mean, if you
Shameless
ain't got the
plug.
time to do it, like I said, once you get your first book in play, then you should be able to keep up with it. It shouldn't be that hard now. You got all the
Mm.
templates now. You got all the paperwork now to go with it. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, right? So this is called nonprofit 501c3 compliance. Whether you public or private, doesn't matter. You still need to have a compliance book every year that you operate.
Awesome, man. Shout out to you, man. Brittany, listen, there's a lot of people that want to plug in with you. A lot of people want to get with you. You need a board. You're looking for some people. So
Yeah.
one more time, if you could tell them how we can get in contact with you and how we can, donate. How can we, be a part? You can give us that real quick before we get out of here.
You can check us out on www.blazenflair.com. That's BLAZENFLAIR.com. We're looking for board members, volunteers, donation. If you go on the website, there's links that's listed that you can click on to donate and find out more information about how to. You see pictures of our events. You can also see the different events that we have coming up and how to be involved. And you can reach out at 972-897-4060 if you have any questions. Check us out on Instagram as well, Blazen Flair, BLAZENFLAIR.
Let's go. Listen, y'all. For those who want continuous education, you really want to learn how to do this, we got the 7-step series popping off. We got the 7 steps of how to start a trust. We got the 7 steps of getting a 501c3 coming to you. And, man, we just break you off, man. So shout out to my brother Russ, man.
Man, big
Come
shots
on, let's
out.
go. Let's go.
We're gonna do a lot of major things. We got a lot of topics.
Yeah.
I think Dream, we got over 100 topics, man.
Yeah, it's straight up school.
From,
Listen, shout out to, we've had a discussion. I'm so happy. Russ said he wants to be a part of DMU, Dream Motivation University, DMUexperience.com. Go check out the website. The education. We can't take none of this intellectual property with us, man.
Nah.
Right.
So we
It's
about
gonna
to bless
outlive us.
people and let people know. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm your man, Dream Motivate. Social media is what I do. Marketing is what I do. Entrepreneur coaching is what I do. I love what I do. I love my people. I love my sister Britt and my new
Love you
brother
too.
Russ.
Right.
My new
right.
brother Russ. Russell Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, right here. CC
Appreciate it.
Podcast.
Hey, man, like, share, and subscribe.